We all deserve second chances, right? At least that's what I think. So today I'm here to share with you 3 fragrances that I decided to give a second chance. If you're interested, then just keep watching. Before we get into the video, I do want to quickly introduce myself for those of you who may be new here. My name is Ayesha. I make videos about fragrance, beauty, luxury, and lifestyle. If those are things you're into, please consider subscribing. And if you are a returning subscriber, hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we're doing something a little bit different. Today, I'm going to share with you 3 fragrances that I decided to give a second chance to. And basically, these are 3 fragrances that I have purchased before in some form or fashion and wasn't super impressed for whatever reason. And now I have them again in my collection. So let's get to it. So the first fragrance is from one of my favorite brands, and this is none other than Tom Ford Bitter Peach. Now, if you guys have been watching my channel for a long time, then you may remember that I did a love, like, or let down video on this fragrance when it first came out. If you don't know what that series is on my channel, it's basically a series of videos in which I do a first impression. Then I wear the fragrance for a few days and come back and let you guys know whether it was a love, a like, or a letdown for me. So this fragrance was my very first letdown on this channel. But here it is back in my collection again. So let's talk about how this smells. So in my opinion, Bitter Peach smells like a juicy, peachy gummy ring. If you've ever seen those peach gum ring candies, that's what this smells like to me. The first time I tried this fragrance out, I only got the peachy gummy ring smell pretty much, but now I get the patchouli as well, which is what I felt was missing before. I'm a fan of patchouli. I think the patchouli in this makes it smell different enough that it has a place in my collection. Now, when I initially tried this, I felt like the fragrance lacked depth. I thought it was unique, but I didn't think it was special enough for it to warrant the price tag on the fragrance. If you guys didn't know, this fragrance retails for $350. I still don't think I would pay $350 for it, just in my personal opinion. I do really like it, but I just think that that's too much for this particular fragrance. But I was able to find this on a great deal from Mercari, and I also had credits. And so when all was said and done, my credits and the price of it, I only paid about, I think I only paid about $60 out of pocket after all the credits and everything was said and done. So I feel like that was an excellent deal. And the reason I decided to add this back into my collection is not just because I found a deal, but lately, like over the past 2 months, I've been curious about it again. So every time I go in the mall, I go smell this. If the mall I'm in has this fragrance, I go smell it. And the last time that I smelled it in Sephora, I don't know, something just clicked in my brain and I loved it. It's like my tastes have changed, or I don't know, maybe the fragrance had matured longer than what I had tried it before, you know? I don't know if that was the reason, but for some reason, it just started smelling better to me and better to me and better to me, and then I knew I needed it. So I thought I was gonna wait till the next Sephora sale to get it from them, but when I found the deal on Mercari, I was like, girl, get it, get it. So I've really been enjoying this as of late, and I'm glad I gave it a second chance. The next fragrance that I have here is from BDK, and this is Rouge Smoking. I think this is probably BDK's most popular fragrance, and it's definitely the first one that I tried from BDK. Now, this is my second bottle of this. The first time I tried this, I liked it, but I didn't love it, and I didn't feel like it performed like everybody else said it did. So this fragrance is a cherry kind of root beer type fragrance. It has a fizzy nature to it. It also has some depth to it. Like, I don't know if tobacco is in here, but it definitely smells like there could be some tobacco, but it's not overpowering at all. Although the notes in this are heavier notes, I don't feel like you get that heavy effect when you wear it. I do think there's a sparkling nature to this fragrance that I happen to love. The first time I tried this fragrance, I loved the smell of it. However, I felt like it was gone off my body way too quick, and I couldn't smell it while I was wearing it. So I felt like this was more of a skin scent on me, and I just wasn't happy with the performance. However, everybody else said it was beast mode, and so I ended up selling this because I kept trying to make myself like smell it and I could never smell it on myself. So I sold it. And recently I have been wanting it again because I always love the smell of it, but I don't want to wear a fragrance that I can't smell without, you know, doing this all day. So even with doing this, I felt like it only lasted like 4 hours or so. I always love the fragrance and I just have been like fiending to try it again. And then I saw Sheree Lewis's video about, I think it was like summer fragrance or summer sexy scents or something like that. And she was talking about Rouge Smoking. I was like, you know what? I think Rouge Smoking would be great in the heat. Because when I tried it before, I mean, it's always kind of hot here, but it was a cooler time of year. I think it was the fall or winter. So I don't know. That's what made me pull the trigger and try it again. And I'm so happy that I did because I have gotten better longevity and I've actually been able to smell this on myself. And I have been overspraying all this time. So it's not like I didn't spray this heavy enough before. I just think that, I honestly think I got a bad batch of it or that I have become anosmic to the smell because I honestly could not smell this at all on myself. But now I can and I'm very happy about it. So I wore this actually yesterday to work and somebody commented on it, not a coworker, but yeah, somebody commented on it. Wasn't a compliment though, but they could smell me. So I thought I was shocked because at that point I had been wearing the fragrance for like 8 hours and they could still smell it on me. I couldn't smell it on myself at that time, but I smelled it on myself probably about 6 hours. And then I would catch little whiffs of it throughout the rest of the day. So total, I probably was able to catch little whiffs of it for up to probably about 8 or 9 hours without respraying it. And like I said, I've always loved the smell. That was never a question with this one. But now the performance on me is so much better. And I forgot to mention this earlier, but I know some of you are probably thinking, well, you probably had a fake bottle before or whatever. But with all three of these fragrances, they were all purchased from reputable sites. And there would be no way that it would be a fake. So I know they were not fake, so just keep that in mind. I didn't purchase any of these from like eBay or Mercari where, you know, sometimes you may get a fake, but I know for certain that none of these were fakes when I purchased them the first time. So just want to put that out there. But yeah, BDK Rouge Smoking, I'm really enjoying right now. And maybe this is just better for me in warm weather because I can smell it more. So yeah, I'm happy I gave it a second chance. So this third fragrance is one that I never had a full bottle of. This is a newer fragrance, but I did purchase a sample and I actually shared it with you guys in my last haul video. And I told you guys it was a little bit boring for me and I wasn't impressed. However, I kept spraying my sample and it began to really grow on me. So this is none other than Dior Eden Rock. So this fragrance is a new addition to Dior. I think it's only been out a couple months. And like I said, I purchased a sample of it and it wasn't like a small sample. It was a 7.5 ml, so like a deluxe or like a travel spray pretty much. So when I hauled that on my channel, I told you guys it was boring. But as I continued to smell it and try to wear it, I don't know, it just grew on me. It's a very pretty fragrance. So this fragrance is a summer scent. I'm sorry. I know I have this thing on my arm and I'm sorry, I forgot to mention it earlier. My wrist is hurting and I was gonna take it off for the video, but I'm like, no, my wrist is hurting too bad. So I'm keeping it on. If you wanna know more about this, in my next video, I'm doing a vlog and I kind of talk about this. I don't wanna spend much time on it, but I know you guys see it, so I mean, it is what it is. So anyway, this fragrance, it is a summer scent. It is very refreshing. Now, I think why I was disappointed in this to begin with is that I thought there would be a lot more coconut here. But honestly, there's hardly any coconut here. And now I'm okay with that. This is more of a bright, citrusy, mineral type fragrance. And when I say mineral, I mean that when I smell this, I think about sitting on the rocks at a beach. That type of smell. It has that marine quality to it mixed with citruses. And it's not too sweet of a fragrance, but it's also not sharp. It's very well blended. Now, do I think this is the most unique fragrance ever? No, but I do think this is an easy reach for the summer. And I actually found this for a deal on Mercari. Somebody was reselling theirs again. And so I didn't pay full price for this. The retail price on this size is $250. I think I paid $170. So still expensive, but this is a 4.25 fluid ounce bottle, I believe. So I felt pretty good about that price on it, because like at that point when I purchased it, it wasn't a blind buy for me. I had been wearing my sample and fell in love with it at that point. So I've really been enjoying this now. It's just very refreshing. It's uplifting. It's perfect for hot weather. I actually think you could wear this year round, especially if you live in a warm climate, because it's not one of those sunscreen type smells. I think you can kind of get away with this at any time of the year. Now, this is not a fragrance that's going to get you a ton of compliments because it doesn't have big projection. However, if you overspray this and spray it on your clothes, people will smell you. And my husband has complimented me on this. So I just think that the reason that I didn't love this before is because I just expected something different. I expected more of a coconut sunscreen type smell, and that's not what this is. But once I gave it a second chance, I love it. Also, I do want to mention, samples to me are not the best way to try a fragrance, because I feel like with the sample bottle, even if it's a travel spray, the spray is just not as good. When I spray something like this, especially a lighter fragrance, when I can get more of a mist and be able to really apply this everywhere, I feel like you get a truer picture of how the fragrance actually smells. That's one reason I don't really like purchasing samples. So I just want to go ahead and put that out there. Anyway, I'm glad I gave Eden Rock a second chance, and I'm happy to have a full bottle in my collection. So those were the 3 fragrances that I wanted to share with you guys. I know I was kind of rambling in this video, but I really wanted to share with you my thought process on why I didn't love them the first time and why I decided to add them back into my collection anyway. I think it's good to do these types of update videos if your feelings really change on a fragrance, whether that be for the good or for the bad. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know if there's a fragrance that you have tried that maybe you didn't like at first, but you gave it a second chance and now you love it. If you're not already subscribed, please go ahead and do that now. Also, make sure you follow me over on Instagram. I appreciate you guys watching and subscribing, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.